Hello, and welcome to the webinar, Leading Through Transformation, Driving CX Operational Excellence. My name is Megan Billingsley, and I'm excited to moderate this discussion today. Today, we'll be talking about the latest trends and discover key strategies in leading transformation initiatives and driving CX operational excellence. We are thrilled to be joined today by two experts, Karla Vasquez and Burleigh Custis from Conduent. Karla, can you share your background? And for those who may not be familiar with Conduent, share a quick overview of the company?
Sure. Glad to be here. I'm Karla Vasquez. I lead the growth and strategy team here at Conduent. I've been with Conduent about a little shy of 4 years now. I've got over 25 years of experience in the contact center industry, both BPO and client side, specifically experience in operations, product, and transformation and analytics. As far as Conduent is concerned, we are a company with over 30 years of experience. We are a trusted customer experience management partner that really helps our clients interact with their customers on a personalized level across channels, delivering on their brand promise and increasing customer satisfaction along the way. We have over 30,000 associates in over 100 delivery locations. We handle over 2.3 billion interactions annually, 48% of which are considered complex interactions. We also have an extensive technology partner base, many of which actually help us with transformation, and we'll talk about in a few.
Excellent, thank you. And Burleigh, can you share a brief description of your background and current role?
Of course, it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm Burleigh Custis, Senior Manager of Data Management and Analysis Services at Conduent. My primary focus is on transformation and transformational assessments. I've been with Conduent now for 2 years and have over 25 years of experience in the contact center industry, with experience in operations, training, and over 15 years in analytics.
Excellent. It's great to have you both joining us today. So let's dive right in. Transformation. It's a word that can mean different things to different people, even within the same company or organization. Karla, what does transformation mean to you and the clients you're serving?
Sure, thanks. I agree. Transformation can be overused and is often misunderstood. When we've polled to some of our clients and some of our stakeholders, many view transformation as business, right? Meaning overhaul of the business related versus others that are just focusing on digital components or technology. For us, we really think of transformation as transforming the business with a focus really on everything, including people, process, and technology. People are a big component for us, whether it's from the top down. We think transformation succeeds when there's a buy-in from all levels of an organization, from the very top, trickled all the way down to the front line. We feel technology is only part of the solution, right? In our view, it's only as good as the people behind it or using technology to transform. We also think transformation can be the big rocks, the big mountains, as well as small hills. Sometimes even the smallest transformation efforts can yield great results when it comes to customer satisfaction and employee satisfaction. It's also, for us, it's not a one and done type of thing. It's a constant continuous improvement cycle that we use to help our clients meet their evolving business as well as their customer needs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you. Burleigh, as organizations are under increasing pressure to transform to meet customer and employee demands while under cost pressures, can you speak to what you're seeing in today's evolving landscape?
Sure. Today, we're seeing a significant number of large companies that have some kind of transformation project underway. This translates into a substantial amount of money that's being invested in these efforts, about $100 billion annually. We're also seeing, however, that about half of these transformational projects end up failing to meet their goals for one reason or another. There are a number of factors that might contribute to these failures, such as business politics, conflicts among varying groups within the organization, with different views on what needs to change and why. Oftentimes, this is due to lack of executive alignment in the leadership. Culture is another factor. Perhaps the organization's culture is one that historically has been change averse, or that's very conservative in its practices. Timing can be another factor. The project launched at a moment when there are conflicting priorities for the company, or performance brand or another. Cost also is a factor. The project indicates that solutions that are needed far exceed the organization's current ability to invest in it at the present time. It could also be factors like expertise and skill. Sometimes the company wants to pursue a particular transformation solution, but it just doesn't have the internal skilled resources to implement those solutions in the proper way or within a reasonable time frame. Also, security concerns. We have seen projects get derailed over concerns about data security within new technologies. Oftentimes, though, these concerns are based on a lack of familiarity with the technology and its capabilities.
Those are great insights. Thank you. And it makes a lot of sense. Karla, could I ask you, in regards to best practices, how would you advise someone approaching a CX transformation initiative?
Sure. I think there's a few components in that, right, from a best practice perspective. We really think that, again, executive alignment at the very top is important, alignment and buy-in, right? We want to make sure that the executives have a clear alignment and a clear focus on strategy at the very top. That way, when it trickles down to the front line, it's very clear and everybody has the what's in it for me or really understands the impact that they can have on transformation. To Burleigh's point earlier, we know that data from an analytics perspective or business intelligence perspective should really feed transformation. But we know that right now there's a lot in the industry where there's a lot of cybersecurity issues from a customer perspective. We're all a little more focused on my data and how it's being used. So there really is a best practice for transformation to make sure that there's a strong collaboration between our leaders, organizational leaders, and cybersecurity teams, right? So we want to make sure that that's all aligned so that we're not really stepping into anything that could really, not will basically do us a disservice, right? Any type of issue. The next thing really is really understanding, AI and Gen AI right now are the buzzwords, right? Everybody is talking about Gen AI, and most companies say that they want it, but are still a little unclear as to what that really means for them. I think it's important really not to boil the ocean, right? It's we've tried to be very selective with our clients as far as on what use cases we are selecting AI and Gen AI for their specific customer and employee base. So we try to personalize that. It's important to personalize or tailor what we're looking at from a use case perspective when we start talking about AI and Gen AI. We do see a lot within our work on the focus specifically on reducing both the customer effort and the employee effort using AI and Gen AI. I think the last thing I kind of want to talk about really is the focus on data. I think Burleigh hit on it earlier, right? But we also know that in addition to the cybersecurity component of data, we should really be using data and analytics to continue to pave the way for continuous improvement in the transformation cycle. Right? It should start with data and it ends with data. So we like to think about it from a pre and post measurement perspective. It's our guiding principle really to understand issues that are facing customers and employees and use that data to inform and prescribe and refine the transformation roadmap.
Well said. Thank you so much. Burleigh, as a BPO provider, you've experienced helping both your existing and new clients in transforming CX. Could you share a framework on how you help drive business and customer-centric outcomes?
Yes. At Conduent, we have a four-phased approach to transformation. First, a thorough assessment is conducted on all the major aspects of customer support operation. For example, systems infrastructure review, self-help resources, the customer journey, agent effort, including all of the agent support resources, the training program and its effectiveness, the quality program and performance management practices, etc. So this assessment will yield a set of detailed findings around what areas of the operation are most in need of positive change. And it'll also give us a set of possibilities, possible solutions that could be put in place to address those areas. Then in the second phase, the proposed solutions are weighed and they're considered from a feasibility standpoint, fiscal, organizational, time to implement, et cetera. And decisions are made about which solutions to obtain and pursue through integration planning. Then in the third phase, the transformation solutions are set up and launched, and also the initial benefits that you get from the solution can be measured. And then areas for optimization can be identified based on those first outcomes. Then in phase 4, lastly, the solutions enter into a phase of optimization, which ideally is a continual process going forward to keep the solutions best aligned to the changing needs of the organization, the support organization. This transformational approach that we have normally leads to significant benefits. For example, reduced support costs and increased revenue, higher customer satisfaction, quicker and more efficient solutions for the customer's issues, giving the customer proactive communications to reduce unnecessary support contacts, and also a seamless experience across all channels: voice, chat, email, and social media.
Excellent. Thank you, Burleigh. Karla, you spoke about the importance of data and insights to drive transformation and continuous improvements as a best practice. Can you highlight some key areas of focus and share how leveraging these capabilities can assist in the creation of a roadmap?
Sure. So I think again, it's important, right? Data should really be driving all of it, right? From a pre and post implementation of a transformation project or roadmap. Here at Conduent, we do a lot of work on the customer experience, right? So we use our clients' customer surveys and customer sentiment to look at really the most impactful call types in order to help our clients get to the transformation or self-service or to help them build omni-channel support. We've done extensive work both on the customer and member journeys. We do a lot of mapping across all of our industries. Specifically, we've targeted our healthcare clients as well as our technical clients to really reduce that effort by about 20% and increase efficiency anywhere between 10 to 20%. We use predictive analytics along the way, both from an employee as well as a customer viewpoint through both lenses. We use predictive analytics to predict customer behavior, customer sentiment. We use it internally to predict employee satisfaction, as well as really working on employee attrition. We use emerging trends, both from what's emerging in the market for our clients, as well as looking at emerging trends from call types. Right, all of this is going into building those transformational roadmaps. We look at straight up operational, what we call operational analytics, which is really focusing on the key metrics. Right, anytime we implement a transformational project or roadmap, we want to really understand the so what behind it and what has happened to the key metrics as we've implemented the projects or the transformation. Again, looking at things such as CSAT, voice of the customer, efficiencies, handle time, NPS, all of those metrics. We do that pre and post implementation. We also, again, I think we've kind of talked about this a little bit before. It's really important to really focus on employee effort and employee satisfaction. Obviously, we know that transformation is about technology, but we also like to look at it again from a people and process standpoint. We think the tools are just as good as the people behind the tools, right? We look at really focusing. We've done a lot of work with our clients on focusing on their knowledge base improvements, training improvements, as Burleigh mentioned earlier, article readability, making it easier for our employees to service our customers' clients. We also do some work with using transformation to help our clients build apps, looking at traditional business intelligence. All of that goes into, again, what we consider successful transformational projects, right? Again, from the start to the finish, helping drive pre and post implementation.
Excellent. Thank you, Karla. So clearly, to undergo true transformation across an organization, it is a process, but the rewards and outcomes for both customers and employees are beneficial in multiple ways. Burleigh, can you share an example roadmap and how an organization might move through the phases and the importance of the momentum gained?
Yes. So in designing a roadmap for implementing solutions for transformation, it's important not to overload the organization with excessive change impacts all at one time. We recommend an incremental approach that we call crawl, walk, run. So in this approach, the solutions are first categorized in terms of difficulty of implementation, and the order of their implementation is optimized so that the benefits of the individual components come into play in a sequence that makes the implementation of the next solution component even faster, easier, or less costly. In this example that we see here, the initial solutions are quicker hit, lower effort projects, in this case touching on onboarding and QA automation. And these solutions will have an immediate impact on agent experiences and also staff satisfaction. Next up, more robust solutions are implemented. In this case, a new CRM, followed by additional related functionalities one by one, live chat, chatbots, etc. And then lastly, the solution with the largest impact is implemented, in this case, Agent Assist solution, that requires the greatest amount of pre-launch preparation and systems integration. And it also carries with it the greatest amount of operational process change potentially. So if all these solutions were implemented at one time or in the incorrect order, the resulting impacts on the operation and also customer experience would be excessive, and it would produce undesirable outcomes for the customer and for the agent. So following this crawl, walk, run approach ensures that the impacts of change are minimal and that positive outcomes from the solutions can be experienced sooner.
And if I may, I'd like to just jump in on that one and kind of pull a little bit more on the thread here. I think that it's important when you're doing transformation and helping our clients build a transformational roadmap. It's important to meet your clients or your organizations where they are, right? So we do a lot of work where we do from start to finish, crawl all the way to run, start to finish, building the transformational roadmap. I think the other thing that we really focus on is many of our clients, again, based on the comment earlier, people are already on their transformative journey. It's important to meet you where you are. So some of these, depending on where a client is, we may start at crawl or we may start at walk or any point in fashion along the way. I think it's important to note that a successful transformation roadmap meets your clients and your customer base where you already are.
Makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. So that does conclude our main discussion, but I do have some frequently asked questions that I'd like to share with you both before we close today. So Karla, starting with you, how do you usually approach this journey when clients come to you to help with a singular component like AI integration?
I think that's a good question, right? Pulling a little bit on what was said earlier, again, it's important to meet our clients where they are, right? So if they're already on that transformation roadmap and they are coming to us with a specific area, we're really going to focus on that specific area and really understand where they are. And again, back to what we said earlier, we feel that a client sometimes, in order for it to be successful, we really don't want to just focus on the technology component. So even if they're bringing an AI request to us, we want to focus on the AI, but we also want to focus on the people and the process in order to implement that AI. So again, not trying to boil the ocean, we want to specifically focus on where they are, specifically focus on specific use cases, and make sure that there's alignment, again, across the organization so that everybody clearly understands the strategy, right? So we want to make sure that we have buy-in from a C-level, buy-in from all the way down, trickle down to the front line, the technical team deploying the solution, the customers that are going to use the AI technology, and the frontline employees that are actually using the tools. So I think we like to say that it's important to be here at Conduent. We're powered by human insight, influenced by technology, and fueled by the AI. That was very like a long-winded way of really saying it's not just the technology or the AI component. It's all of it. It's the people, process, and technology.
Excellent. Thank you. And building on that, Burleigh, a lot of companies have made investments on infrastructure. Can they simply enable add-on tools, or do you need to overhaul their infrastructure to take advantage of transformation?
Yeah, this is probably one of the biggest misperceptions that we see regarding transformation. It's also a barrier to exploring the possibilities of change. I would say it all depends on the company's particular situation. If the infrastructure investment has been made wisely and well implemented, and it's working at least on some levels for their needs, then there may be a possibility of just augmenting that solution with add-on tools that are designed to work with it. It isn't always the case that the whole infrastructure needs to be overhauled or rebuilt from the ground up to achieve effective change. For example, we recently completed an assessment for a client that had already decided to implement an AI-based systems integration solution. And based on their choices and their existing tech roadmap for the coming year, which they shared with us, we were able to make very specific recommendations around the best order to launch the various components. And we also pointed out areas to them within their roadmap where Conduent could partner with their internal team to shorten the implementation timeframe and also broaden the functional benefit that they would get from the solution beyond what their original plan scope was.
And I think that's important, right? Like we're really trying to ensure that it's not a one size fits all. Transformation is not a one size fits all. It really needs to be personalized or tailored to the customer and the client and where they are in the roadmap. I think you'll hear that sprinkled throughout. I think the conversation that we've had is it really isn't a one size fits all solution, and people really still need to continue to be a part of the transformational journey. I think those are the two things I would really like to walk away with.
Excellent. Thank you. And I do think that that is the perfect note to end on. So thank you so much, Karla and Burleigh, for that insightful presentation. We are all out of time for today, but before we sign off, I just wanted to thank you, our audience, for joining us. To learn more about Conduent's customer experience management solutions, you can visit the URL or scan the QR code on the screen. Today's webinar will also remain available on demand if you want to review anything that we've talked about. Thanks again for watching.
Thank you.